Sometimes leading people can be challenging, whether it's in your personal life or at work. And knowing how to deal with stressful situations at work can produce anxiety about whether or not we're doing a good job. This can lead to feelings of being overwhelmed. And it can turn into this never-ending cycle because the work doesn't stop and because no one's talking about how to stop being overwhelmed at work, especially if you're the leader. We just accept it as normal. That's why in today's video, I'm sharing my 4 tips for how to deal with stressful work situations. And after today's episode, you'll know exactly how to stop feeling overwhelmed and how to stop overthinking so that you can take charge of your workday. So keep watching. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, the best place for new and emerging leaders who want help navigating challenges in the workplace. I'm Jaboria Scott, a leadership coach and consultant. You can also check out my website to learn more about me and what I do. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed at work, the first thing to remember is you're not alone. Hopefully the next 4 tips will help you with a few tools for handling your overwhelming workload. Tip number 1 for how to stop feeling overwhelmed at work is to know that you don't need to be an expert. No one, and I mean absolutely no one, expects you to know everything just because you're in charge. And here's a secret: you shouldn't expect it of yourself either. Feeling fear or doubt from time to time is absolutely normal. It usually means that you want to do a good job, and this is a good thing. Removing the pressure to have all of the answers gives you the freedom to learn as you go and the freedom to learn from others. It's okay if you don't have all of the knowledge and all of the information when you first start out. The good thing is that there's so much information available to you that you can use as resources. There's tons of information that you can access through audiobooks, articles, blogs, or what I call YouTube University. For example, this channel is a resource that's available to you that you can access at any time free of charge. On this channel, I provide tons of free tips and tricks on how to fast track your leadership success so that you can lead with confidence. So be sure to check out my video catalogs and playlists. Another way to fast track your development is to invest in leadership coaching. To learn more about the benefits of leadership coaching and how it can help you, check out my video series on the benefits of coaching. I'll leave the links in the description box for you. Here's the key takeaway from this tip. One of the things that I tell my team all the time is that no one was born knowing this stuff. We all had to learn it. So as long as you're willing to learn, you'll be successful. Type "learning leads to success" in the comments if you agree. Tip number 2 for how to stop feeling overwhelmed at work is realizing that experiencing overwhelm from time to time is normal. Feelings of overwhelm can lead to frustration, and it's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go right and you're in charge. It may make you feel helpless or that you aren't doing enough. Please know that this happens to everyone, especially busy leaders, and it's a good sign. Here's why. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it means that you have a lot going on because you're actually trying to accomplish something. This signals that you're being proactive instead of reactive, and you're working toward achieving positive outcomes. It's important to take time to acknowledge that fact. So here are a few specific things that I usually do to tackle overwhelm when it tries to take a hold of me during my workday. Number 1, I keep things simple. I do this by focusing on the small items or tasks that I can complete quickly that feed into the bigger picture. This helps me to see the progress that I'm making as I move toward achieving the larger goal or project. Number 2, I delegate what and where I can. I delegate because I know that asking for help doesn't make me weak, and I understand that delegating doesn't mean that I can't do my job well. It just means that I need to ask for help and share the workload. Sharing the workload helps to reduce my stress, and it shows that I'm human. Delegating the work also empowers my team. It shows my team members that I see them as capable and I trust them to do a good job. The third thing that I do to help me feel less overwhelmed as I lead is to make a simple plan for completing the things that need to be done. These things include dividing out the tasks and placing a timeline for completing them. This plan includes who will do what, when, and how, and I'll write it all down. This helps all the key players to understand what to do and how to go about it. This has been a major stress reliever for me because a written plan makes things manageable and it assures me that everything is under control. And then the fourth thing that I do to help me feel less overwhelmed as I lead is I take some time away. This could be a few minutes, an hour, or even a day. It just depends on how much time I need. I may go for a walk or have a long lunch or return a phone call to shift my perspective. I do whatever it takes to shift my attention for a while so that when I return to the matter at hand, I can do so with a clearer mind and I know how to proceed. The key takeaway here is that feeling like things are crazy and out of control from time to time is normal when you lead people. It just takes a few techniques and a change of perspective to turn things around. Click the like button if these tips have helped you so far. Tip number 3 for how to stop feeling overwhelmed is to set proper boundaries. One of the key things that has helped me to tackle overwhelm as a leader is to set boundaries for how I manage my time and decide what gets my attention. I've learned to say yes to some things and say no to other things. The reality is that no matter how capable I am or how willing I am, there's only so much that I can accomplish in a given day. Setting boundaries allows me to make the most of my time to accomplish what I need to and to prioritize what's important. Here are a couple of examples of what that looks like for me. One thing that I do is time block. Not only do I schedule meetings on my shared calendar, but I schedule planning time on my calendar as well. And that's strategic planning time that no one gets to interrupt. So sometimes I block an hour or two, and sometimes I block an entire afternoon or an entire morning. In bold letters, I write "do not schedule" so that my administrative assistant and my colleagues and team members know that I'm not available during those time blocks. This ensures that I'm not double booked with meeting invitations for that time slot. Time blocking helps me focus and work on my top priorities. This allows me to focus on the tasks and review that needs to happen in between meetings in order to move the work along. The reality is, if I don't have time to follow up on these things and read emails and plan and make progress in the work, there's no way to get ahead. Setting boundaries in this way allows me to be clear about what I can do and what I can't do, what I should focus on and what I can't focus on. Here's what I want you to take away from today's episode. When leaders experience overwhelm, it can sometimes make us feel like we're not good enough or that we're failing because we should be able to do it all, but we can't. We may even feel like imposters who just know that someone's gonna finally figure out that we're not good at leading or directing people. But what I want to say emphatically is that's not true. And those kinds of thoughts will sabotage your success. Here's what I know. Feeling overwhelmed from time to time is normal and it doesn't make you a failure. My guess is that the reason why you're in your current position is that someone thought highly enough of you to hire you or promote you to do that job. So I can safely say that this means that they know that you are a capable person and that you're the exact right leader for that job. I also invite you to take a look at what's going well in the midst of your overwhelming feelings. Focus on the good and shift your perspective. Let me know in the comments, what's one way that you tackle overwhelm to minimize your stress? Now, if you're watching this video and you want 4 productivity hacks for leaders, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell, because in my next video, I'm going to talk about how to stop procrastinating. As always, have a great week, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.